And what I'd like to do today is bring to you a video playtesting a DIY scenario in Second Front called the Commissar's House. And this video is dedicated to Pete Thomas, one of the viewers and a friend on Steam that sent me an encouraging remark about gaming. So with no further ado, let's get right into it and load it up, see where this takes us. Now, this is loosely based on ASL Scenario 4. I say loosely based because um, you can't really replicate one for one what's in ASL in Second Front, and that's the way it should be. It's both both products are original to their own, and I'm recently playing the Commissar's House, and I hope to bring you next Saturday a a AR about my solo play and a couple of things that you need to look out for when you're actually playing the ASL scenario that cannot be replicated in Second Front to a full extent is that there is sewer movement, there is booby traps on board 20, and the Russians have a fortified building uh, down here, right? And that's the object of the game, is to evict the Russians from this building here and the Commissar's house, which was fortified to the hilt um, in a scenario and in actual reality. There are 3 units that are hit. Booby traps by SSR, level A, means if you roll on a test check 11, 11 or more, so 11 or 12, that means one of your units in that hex, by random selection, will incur a casualty reduction, which is really awesome. So you can replicate that here, but still, you can also see that the map is slightly different. In order to get the shape of the buildings and whatnot, things are different. In the sense that I like spaces between buildings, and the ASL maps do have a space between buildings, but within a one hex range. But in order to replicate that here, I had to do it slightly different, and I appreciate that. I did it slightly different, and basically, I like that space, you know, to reflect uh, bypass movement and whatnot. So there you have it. So let's see what we can do. I'm playing as the German, so I'm going to turn the board around. There we go. Let's see what we can do. Here, I am actually going to fire point blank. And I broke him. Alright, here, look, I designed the map, so I know where everybody is. I'm going to take one unit and just kind of assault move them there. This fellow here. There we go. Okay, so the way you can get VPs is by casualty reducing people, and also by capturing these buildings before turn 10. There's no turn 9.5, so I have to manage my expectations. I think that what I'm going to do is, in the second version of this thing, I am going to put more Russians on the board. Wrong about it. This is the first time playing. Oh, got that guy. In the original game, his assault move like going to happen now. What is he going to do? Uh-oh. Now, see here. What's he going to do? Shoot point blank at me? 8 down 1. Well, that's not a good shot I'd like to give to an opponent. But I still have to end up moving and approaching my objective. And if I don't, I'll be doomed. Okay. Fire. Darn. Okay, here we'll do an assault move like this. You get the hedge as protection. Pinned me. That's not nice. Veteran. Move here. Some fire. That's alright. I just want them to exhaust all their fire so I can do it with this. I can do that. The objective. So in order to capture the objective, you got to move. And if you're not moving, you're losing. Fire there. Oh, blocks line of sight. That's not the same as ASL. Anywho, so if that's the case, might as well advance the dude. These guys will get eliminated for failure to route. Now the Brokies act like how do they get to LMGs? Oh well. Nope. The Brokies will be a bit of a road. Not really perturbs me. It disturbs me. It's very disturbing because they prevent me from getting to my objective. And these fellows are going to stay up there, I think. Who's there on the second floor? Oh, that was an elite unit. Oh well. Elite units have to advance. Why can't I move there? Three. Let's see, where can the LMGs fire? The trees are blocking the way. In that case, let's advance them up. So I want to get a good vantage point. Say for all this. Let's move it around. I truly think I need more Russian troops and kind of rethink the Russian OP in this one. I think it's going to be a bit of a cakewalk. Oh, I spoke too soon. Here come a couple of units that were concealed, and now they're firing everywhere. I thought I put a leader with that MMG. Oh well. Uh, yeah, I spoke too soon. There's my first brokey. It's a good thing I brought the leaders down. And again, here's another caveat, I suppose. You cannot replicate one for one the LOS in Advanced Squad Leader. And here's that heavy, well positioned. I wouldn't have put him in there, but Ender, there's a retreat. What do we do? Escape phase. Difficulty, no. Okay, advanced phase. Well, a few units became pinned. We'll go into close combat here. These fellows cannot advance into a row house, but the squad leader can. this fellow. That's fine. So these guys are going to go down. These fellows are good. Oh, here, what are we going to do? We're gonna put one unit there. Here. Up we go. Should we advance him with the leader? Let's try it out. There we go. Buddies where? On this floor. Ground level. We gotta advance them up. No choice. These guys are on ground level. Here, let's zoom in. Guys thing there. They're definitely all rust. Oh well. That's we're happy. So let's see what the Russians can have to say for this. Russian turn one. Oh, everything there will be reduced by 10 points. So instead of 100 for each building, we now have a potential of 90. I just lost a close combat, elite versus elite, which is truly reprehensible. I don't know what it is with me lately. I cannot pass morale checks. I cannot win in close combat. Seems to be a trend, an ebb. Some folks tried moving and didn't succeed. Look at that. They're skulking. Skulking and advancing. So here's another difference between close combat and squad leader, no residual fire. Let's fire back. Let's see who he can fire at. He can only fire there and there. Okay, we'll fire here. Fire across the street. First with the flamethrower. That succeeds. And now we'll fire point blank. Here we're going to fire back at him. Try to limit. Fire across the street. Toughen them up. Okay. Here we're just going to try and get rid of the MMG with the flamethrower. Kind of tough. There we go. Well, the birds you hear are not from my house. They're from the big game. Sounds nifty. However, it looks like what's going to happen here is I'm going to have to fire before I move. And the advance here, they're going to be able to cut off my advance into that building. He's kind of decimated me or broke up my attack. Let's end Russian turn 1 and go on to German turn 2. We have people routing all over the place. including my Germans, my poor Germans. Routed, routed, routed. That's the creator of this program was a bird fan. So am I. So as you can see, there's a couple of units that were concealed at the start, and they just reappeared. I remember the close combat series. We were talking about sound effects. There was sound effects for the Germans, and in German, the characters would be saying "medic." Jeez, there he goes again. All right, so we gotta advance. Do we? Sneaky snake. Advancing would not have been the best course of action here. I'm pretty sure they would have moving in the open. Eliminate us go for failure throughout. So let's walk gingerly and carefully. I don't remember where all the hidden units are. Oh, good. This guy here, see him? He's going to cut me down trying to advance there. So there's a trick for the trade. First, we're going to assault move through there. Drop fire. I was at half firepower. Now we're going to dash across the street. Get hit by a heavy machine gun. Thanks for reminding me you're there, buddy. Fired. Who's up there? What's he doing up there for crying out loud? Ooh, he didn't fire. No. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. They're on the offensive for crying out loud. Oh, a couple of fellows. Left the MMG behind. What we can do. Oh, see? Jeez. They moved in a position to cut me off. To cut off my advance. And they rallied down there. Door attack. Right, and eliminate this fellow. Hey, 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 hey. Guts, no glory. Good. Well, yeah. Get Kraus up and at him. This is a nice position for Kraus. A lucky move on my part. With Schmidt in the fight. Okay. Give him the MMG. There you go. Ready then? Here we go. Russian fireface. I hear my son just woke up. That's nice. We got 7 VPs. In advance. He hiding. Oh, right in the middle of the road. Look at that. The rear defense. Okay, so where are we going to advance to? We're going to advance into this building. Get into this building. Get in there. Rookie. Up there. He'll be eliminated failure throughout. Funny feeling you can be seen from those guys up there. But they have their hands full, I think. I could be wrong. Wow. Let's get some cover here. So far, Barricadi's looking good. Change. Turn 2, November 9th, 1942, the Commissar says. Love G. This is how the Russians are reacting to the um, German assault so far. It's effective firepower. I'm guessing that if I had more firepower on the Russian side, it would be a bit more difficult to play. Point blank. Good stuff. Z firing. Yeah, I think the Germans here are having it too easy. These guys can see someone. Is this guy a target? No. These guys are a target? No. Use my flamethrower and I fellow that's to be put away. So next, escape phase. Uh, here's the thing that I really kind of don't like uh, with second front is that it's almost mandatory that a broken unit will route with a leader. It, it kind of bums out your assault because if you have, let's say, three squads, one of them breaks, and you got a leader, a good ordered leader there, the leader will be taken back with a broken squad. How much you can do about that? Got to live with it. Not there to worry about. See if we can what we can do to take it out. Um, we have plenty of turns. Um, think about what do you want to do, win or and how do you want to win? No. Um, want to win with your most of your OB intact, or you want to win with a couple of units standing. So I'm on the verge of assaulting that building. It's a good thing that we did. Oh crap! That come from Brokies. Rally them. And the sight to there. I could have done more than just breaking it. Cookie. We got a tough cookie. Let's go crawl to there. Wasn't something I wanted to get. All right, on with the show. Those guys are going to rout back, but at least we're going to capture our first victory objective and yet get a kill as well. Good. Okay, these fellows are going to go here. Got to bring a good order leader into our objective so we know for a fact it ain't going to fall back into their hands. Oh, good stuff here. Look at that. Oh, so far this assault went well. Spreading there, there's no wind. A bit more tough on the Germans. More fire, meaning units to fire. So let's turn it over to the Russians. That big HMG is a big joker up there. I could have done the map a little bit better to reflect the actual line of sights, I think. I'm not going to go back on the map though. Yeah, I'm just going to reposition it. I think I got to reposition the Russians and give them a little more support weapons because it looks too much of a milk run for um, the Germans. Okay, let's see. This turn is pivotal because we took one objective and we're on the verge of taking another. That's these guys out in the open. Well, maybe one for bait. Here we captured our first victory objective. Congratulations, George. Now, one fellow is going to go up and capture that MMG. How you do that is you select the unit and then you select the thing that's on the ground and it picks it up. Now, pretty much that'll ground and we won't be able to go anywhere because that Russian MMG costs a lot of portage points. And we have two units, so we'll bring the flamethrower there and the other unit here. Stack. Okay, and bring these boys in there. They stay where they are. We got a broken leader and a couple of good units that are going to move up. And we're going to try and fortify this building with men so we can avoid a Russian counterattack. Everybody else stays put. This was German turn 3, on to Russian turn 3. So far we got 88 victory points. That includes 80 points for the capture of one building and 8 casualty points. 33 minutes. Fire phase. The Enigma machine up there is really working hard. Huh. Let me tell you, you put an elite unit with a heavy machine gun and a good order leader, virtually indestructible. Virtually. Oh, that flamethrower really needed it to attack. A couple of brokies that didn't rally, and there's the Russian counterattack. See? Say AI ain't funny, it's serious. Joe Bader, the creator. I remember his name. We're talking about me playtesting this, and I said, I don't have time, unfortunately. Because he did serious playtesting, I'm pretty sure. Troubleshooting and whatnot. It's true. Who has time? Hey, these guys, where can they fire? For one building. All the way down there? No. So, I can't see where he could possibly fire. Where can he? Oh, there, down there. Look at that. MG first. That his target as well? Okay, I won't see that. How about here? All the way up there? We'll fire there. Five. This is a trick. I don't think in Squad Leader the flamethrower can fire 2 levels above it. Could be wrong. This game you can. And Solo is covering the path. Oh, look at that. It just came bounced back to life. Hurt everybody. I'm not too sure where this guy can fire. I don't see any targets of opportunity here. Hmm. I'll let it over to escape. Oh, 2 units broke. The HMG is done for, so it gives me an opportunity to advance somehow. Russians are advancing. Taking that first objective was not without its casualties. In turn 3, 1/3 of the way, more or less. A little bit less than 1/3 of the way. These guys are just bouncing back and reoccupying areas where I'd like to see them gunners, but they're not gunners. Yeah, so in terms of balancing the game, um, how do you get here? Oh, this guy is having difficulty getting in there. He's bouncing around. Let's look. Let's go and look right in there. Look at that guy. Oh, he finally got in. We're looking at him. He got camera shy. In terms of balancing the game, the HMG is good where it is. Down here, should have put a guy with an LMG. An LMG down there. Sometimes you have to ignore what the scenario constraints are and just do what you can um, to balance the game. We'll see how this works. And eliminate him. We'll try to eliminate them. We'll try to eliminate the HMG and then move. That's the plan for this turn. So this fellow with the LMG is going to fire down there. That was effective. I was about to say that was completely ineffective, but it was effective. Now, where does this fellow go? This fellow. They're going to low crawl there. Let's fire this guy first. Try to even the field. Okay. I'm a bit worried about those guys. Let's worry about these guys as well. Okay, now we can move those guys here. Who's gonna fire? This guy's fired. Completely forgot about them. The next important shot is here to the HMG. He went from battle hardening to kaboom. Now we're gonna start doing some moves. This fellow. can leave these fellows. In the building. So far, so good. This fellow with the LMG rallied, so we're going to put him. That's the way he got broken in the first place, so move. Good job, George. These guys, where are they going to fire? Fire there. So since we already eliminated or pacified that location with the HMG, we're going to try and pacify this location. Your bottom dollar, even though the unit here, the leader is pinned, he'll rout with the broken squad. And now we gotta fortify this building with leaders. So let's take a good order leader and a good order squad. Oh, let's do the second lieutenant and the squad. Put them up. Have the attack, and these folks that are broken are gonna stay behind and try and rally. And with that, let's turn it over to Russian turn. Player 4. Totally forgot about that leader. What the heck was he doing there? As you can see, they route, and they kind of route really far. Escape phase. I bet you there's some unit trying to get into a house. Okay, they're there. Let's move up the leader here. Let's move up this unit. Let's move these units here. This fellow here. Oh, eventually they should be able to go up there and grab the HMG, but it looks like the support weapon disappeared, was eliminated. And now this is where the TNT can come in real handy. It won't be easy to evict those guys. Here, the MMG cannot be dismantled, so without a leader they can't move diddly. Okay. Here, we're going to move upstairs. Here on the bottom, you can't move. You cannot do nothing. Let's move this guy here. Two leaders. He also got routed back. Broke again. Do I put any units out in the open? Good question. Can't believe this guy got routed to there. Alright. So we're holding on to that building. We're looking good, but we do have to rally a whole slew of characters. These guys, should I advance them to the bridge? Nope, nope, nope. There's a good order leader. The leader did not rout. Maybe they fixed that bug. Right. Happens. 91 victory points. I think it's pretty balanced. In turn 4, the Russians are not, they're far from eliminated. The Germans captured one of the two locations, and the time is ticking down on for the second one. They are counterattacking. They do have a viable force to be reckoned with. Thanks in good part to the leaders. I think it needs just a little bit of tweaking and it'd be great. I find it easier to set up a vassal scenario than to create one of these babies. Alright, so we do have fire from all sorts of directions, but we don't need to worry about the heavy machine gun anymore, so we can try and get rid of the medium machine gun. All sorts of people, but the fellow with the MMG is, where is he? Weird. The heck is that, Stalin? And Lenin? We got. Let's get rid of the MMG. Something there. Here to there. Okay, now over on this side of the equation. Okay. Surprised they didn't break me. I think that's all she wrote. Turn 4. He's routing, but there are credible threats all over the place, especially in the center of the board. And those leaders can rally those units. They can launch a counterattack. And there's 7 turns left. I'm going to call it balanced, but I'll shout out to you guys and you let me know. Upload it to the library of, I think it's called, I forget what it's called. Oh, yeah, that's what it's called, workshop. Look there, failed, rallied, failed, rallied, rallied. More units rallied than failed. So it's still not over. Now how does this thing look like? There's the staircase we're going up and down. There's no other staircases except here in the rear. These guys are there. These folks are there. Can I fire there? I'm gonna do TNT. Dynamite. There you go. And these guys will just local to there. Fire, which they survive. And I guess they can fire back. Look at that. Bigger ammo. Because ammo's ammo. It's depletion of armor. Oh, this guy needs to be eliminated. He's the leader. He's probably the Commissar. Okay. This fellow is going to try and make it to there. He's friendly unit. I'm not too sure how he ended up where he was. Now they're going to fire over there as a group. Or swell leader. Okay. A leader. Rookie. Squad is worth firing it. So, okay, now let's try to eliminate them. Muffed it. MMG. He can't move, can he? Yes, he can. There we go. He's taking all sorts of fire. Alright, let's move up the MMG. Low pro into there. He's gonna fire at him. They're all broken. Good. Let's move these guys into there. And I'm happy. I'm pretty sure I secured this building for good. And everybody is counterattacking in that direction. So, who hasn't fired? He hasn't. Pretty much gonna fire anywhere. These guys kind of are slowly securing the building, I believe. Let's see how it looks like. So we got a couple of Russians up there and a couple of Russians up here. We'll see what the TNT does and then take it from there. Are there any Russians on the second floor? Nope. I call it a theater. It's all good. I'm forgetting about this guy and that guy. Yeah, I forgot about them. That ain't good. So this is what I'm afraid of. What happened there? It's probably a close assault. The TNT affected the adjacent units as well. I am not ready to close combat anybody. Not enough units, so this fellow is going to advance there. These guys are going to advance there. And let's see what we got here. Alright, let's slice the building up. We got one unit up there that's broken. And the only two staircases are back and forward. Okay. The pin unit, I don't want to go into close combat with them. So these guys are going to go here. And do we advance everybody up? We'll advance the flamethrower here. We'll advance one unit up here. Four. And this guy is going to be an anchor. And make sure the building doesn't fall. He'll rally any broken units there. Okay. The board. These guys are pretty much happy where they are. They'll probably be able to thwart any counterattack. Here, what do we got here? So this fellow with the leader is going to go here. So we got one leader in a frontal enemy location, facing the enemy, and a second leader facing B. That's a lot of leaders, let me tell you. And they can pretty much go up anywhere. Yeah, good. But it's going to come in only to thwart any counterattack from the rear. These guys are good where they are. And victory. We're 2 hexes away from victory. Turn 5. Just going to reposition the Russian units. Oh, what a long day. As you can see again, I repaired an HMG, failed in one rally, but the Soviet player 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 50% rallied, better than before. I need to be careful. Launching a counterattack right there, right here. Look at that. Massing up. And wouldn't you know it, just like I said, there's two units that are broken there. They're going to take 1 leader with them to the rear. And here I have units coming from the rear again. And here you are, here you are. Look, in they go with a hero. And somebody broke. It wasn't me. It was Russians. That was the little counterattack. Let's see. Fire there. Apparently these guys already fired. This guy has a flamethrower. So we'll use the flamethrower. And across the street. Ooh, we forgot about those guys. Out in the open. Well, I don't have to worry about anybody coming into close combat with me there. Um, as you can see, this guy didn't rally here. Completely forgot him to move him up. Here, we're going to fire there. That building is constantly being here. Fire whoever we can fire at. Here, that's a good order leader now. We pin someone. Priority targets. How many shots did I take? Not too many. That's what happens when you really need to think about that. As playing as the German player, you know you're outnumbered by the Russians, and given that fact, you have to be very careful that you preserve your forces and move them in such a fashion that you ensure that you bring the greatest amount of firepower against the Soviet player. Otherwise, you're lost. Fancy. Flamethrowers aren't. Yeah, well, one of the two is, and the other one keeps constantly breaking. I'm surprised he wasn't casualty reduced already. And there you go. That building is constantly being reinforced with MG fire. Jeez. Now let's go on the left line first. And let's see, rallies. This time they didn't rally as much as they could. But we have an ambush. Do we have close combat somewhere? I wouldn't know about it. Okay. Let's figure out what we're going to do with the TNT fellow and see what we can do. Okay, first we got a flamethrower attack right there. Now we got what I like to call an 8-up-2 attack. There's only one squad there, we're going to go like this. Do that as well, what the heck. And got a heavy there. Looks like there's a heavy, but it would have showed heavy. Okay, so here's a break. So survived. That's a point blank attack. We don't got any special weapons. Those guys up because the Soviets are counterattacking. Not eager to take fire at this point, and these guys go back in to the fight. It is turn 6. There's only 3 turns left. Where can I fire? Nowhere really. So do I leave this route unprotected? No. Well, let's first see what we can do about this guy. Yeah, there's 2 broken units in there. That's what we call survivability, of course. More or less. Get the bird sounds. Look at these guys didn't rally yet. That's a shame. I always run the risk of losing a victory objective. This has gone down to 50. I'm confident that I need to reposition the Russian units in a meaningful way. Scored a pin. Going to close combat, but I did. Anybody know? Or not? Move these guys in this direction. And we got a couple of brokies there. We got quite a few brokies here. They're counterattacking. Routed all my leaders. Let's hope for the best. Capture that building. We end up killing our last order leader in close combat. Or one of our last leaders. Can't see there. have been captured. I guess he'll go to turn 9 and see what happens. Yeah, he'll go to turn 9. Because we were playing for CBPs. And the bridges actually block line of sight. Check that out. We got a hero. A broken meter. At least we captured the building. Let's as many people as we can. We didn't break our leader. We didn't kill our leader inadvertently. That's good. Everybody's broken, so that's good. Nothing weapons. That's great. Okay. Let's play this last turn, and we'll take it from there. We recorded an hour and 7 minutes. That's crazy. Pretty long for my type of videos. I usually try to keep things under an hour, and worst case scenario, minutes. Actually, that's the best case scenario. 30-minute videos are the best. Looks like I have to reposition some units, and then after that is said and done, this game would be pretty balanced if you ask me. Um, Especially with the Russians counterattacking this. I mean, you play until game end, which is 9 turns, 10 turns actually. Um, should also cut it down from 10 to 90 victory points for each one. So 9 turns would be great. Yeah. What we got here? All right, there. This is last turn, guys. There. Forcing that place with an MMG. And just when you thought you had everything under control, yep, things are looking bright. So we captured those two objectives, and the Russians are having a hard time counterattacking at this point. It's downhill for the Russian player. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. Looks pretty balanced to me, but I have to reposition some of the Russian units so they can be more effective. Anyway, guys, there you have it. That's the end of the video. 1 hour, 12 minutes. Um, we have some tweaking to do. I'm getting a little bit carried away with it, but we have other obligations to do, namely lunch and some other chores. So we'll have to go back to doing our regular house duties. And stay tuned. I'll put it in the workshop when I'm done um, finalizing it. But so far, it looks pretty nifty. It looks pretty good. 7 turns. So the tweaks that I'm going to do is probably revert it back to um, 9 turns as opposed to 10 and maybe 8. And then reposition the Russian units, and then I'll upload it to the workshop. Take care. Have a good one.